This is such a bad look for my boy, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Dude, Asmongold almost died because of this. Like, that's what's crazy, and no one's talking about this. This shit is so bad. Oh, God, here we go. Yeah. What is up, Drama Alert Nation? It's I, your host.
In today's story,
let's get right.
There's a lot of good stuff to talk about. Asmongold fell through his ceiling and almost killed himself. Is that
Bro, I understand why he doesn't want to leave that house because of the memories, but I've been telling him for nearly 4 fucking years the house is going to kill him. That place is a fucking mess. He swears up and down it doesn't matter. Brother, me and Emmy went there multiple times, in fact, and every single time we left, it felt like our lungs were being strangulated. When I would leave Asmon's house, I would have an asthma attack. It was so bad. And I cannot believe he's still living there. I mean, this guy's almost 40. This guy's almost 40, still living in garbage. Like, Asmon, I'll buy you a new house, man. I'll buy you a new house.
Is that correct? Producer, is that correct? Is
like,
that what
come
I'm
on.
Talk about today? Extra $18 now? They were just 15 a week ago. Well, yeah, Asmongold fell through his ceiling. I don't think I've ever talked about Asmongold in a standalone video. And truth be told, I would have never thought in a million years that I was going to come on here and talk about someone falling through their attic because they were looking for a dead animal. And before you ask, since...
And it's such an Asmon thing to do. Now, once again, I am shocked because, okay, I'm gonna put this room to rest. Asmongold does not smell bad. Asmongold's breath does not smell bad. Asmongold smells neutral. You know what Asmongold smells like? He smells like an old person's home covered in dust. That is what he smells like. And I have had many face-to-face interactions with this guy. Now his hairline is even worse than you guys might think, but his smell is not too bad.
Rent cannot be that high.
It just smells like dust.
Yes, it can. So it all started yesterday when Asmongold tweeted this, took the day off to find some dead animal in my attic that smelled bad and ended up falling through the ceiling. Pretty sure.
Although I will say, me and Emmy having to sign a waiver before entering Asmongold's house saying that if we contract any diseases before stepping into it was a little bit of a red flag.
I'm living in Sandsford. If you land wrong, you could have fucking died. And I think he knows that very well.
I'm just joking. That's not a real thing. That's not a real thing. It's fine. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Because he literally just uploaded a video called "Yesterday I Almost Died," and here we have a picture of the aftermath. And it's not like Asmongold is some small streamer and streams to like 3 viewers. He's not Frogan size, all right? He's.
I'm pretty sure more people in Frogan's neighborhood see her stream, given on how much fucking space she takes up, than the amount of people who willingly, consensually pull up to her streams. Yeah, right, bro. You want to know why? Because the reason why Twitch can't push Frogan's stream is because having all the data to showcase her whole body, right? It takes up too much storage space on the systems, right? So they got to shrink that shit down. It takes forever to compress, so it fucks with the algorithm.
He gets between 50 to 80,000 viewers every time he streams. I'm saying all of this to be like, yeah, this guy's making an insane amount of money. This guy's easily a multi-millionaire. If I was Asmongold, the second I would have turned a millionaire, if that was my house, I would have gone out of there ASAP. That thing is a ticking time bomb. People are falling through ceilings. There's stuff that's rotten in there. There's dead animals. Rats are always coming in and out. I believe there's a clip of literally.
You always hear people talk about the rats and the possums and the diseases that live in Asmon's house. Asmongold's house is like the ocean. That's what we know of. But what else lies in there deep beneath the surface? Only God knows.
Literally a cockroach climbing on him as he's streaming. You have the money to buy like 10 mansions in LA. I'm not saying to move to LA, but
guys, I'll be real. I think Asmon's house is where COVID-19 originated from. I do. Yep, I think it was Asmon. I think it was an inside job.
But I'm just like, you could get something a lot better. I'm really looking forward to hearing why he doesn't want to move and the lore behind that. I mean, this is a picture of his kitchen. Is that a fucking spider? This looks like the Resident Evil 7 house. It feels like this.
Dude, going to his house the first time and then coming back and next time he cleaned it up a little bit though, that was a big W moment. And yeah, that is a fucking like tarantula in his fucking kitchen sink.
It's been there over the last 35 years. I don't get how someone with this amount of money doesn't do anything about it, doesn't upgrade.
It's cause he truly does not give a fuck. Everybody says they don't give a fuck. Asmon truly has no fucks to give.
And I'm not hating. I want to make that very clear. I'm not here to just shit on him. How much can a cleaning lady cost? Or two? I mean, and I truly don't think any.
In Austin, Texas, a cleaning crew that is universally available for someone of his house size would run him around $150 a week for however many times he wanted to run it. About $150 is all it would take.
Anyone will hate on him or criticize him for upgrading, for getting a better house, a better and healthier life for himself.
So I had to take the day off. I woke up and I couldn't sleep. Well, it's basically like yesterday was a really good example of how
man.
You ever have one of those days where like everything just kind of the dominoes always fall in a way that is not good for you? Well, this was one of my dominoes yesterday.
Yeah, that's not the domino that fell. That's you that fell through your fucking roof, brother.
And so I had to deal with that. I thought this board was safe. This piece of wood, it wasn't. It was not. And so anyway, yep, I fell right through my fucking ceiling. Obviously, I was able to catch myself and, you know, I'm fine, right? I mean, aside
It's okay, guys. He didn't take fall damage. He dodge rolled at the bottom.
from like, you know, 4 or 5 other cuts all over me. Other than that, I'm fine. Why was I in my attic? I woke up and I was like, oh my God, there's a dead end.
And the worst thing is, like, Asmongold is like 60 fucking pounds. How the fuck did bro fall through the roof, man? Like, that shit was on spaghetti legs. Imagine if my ass was up there, bro. Imagine if Zoil walked into Asmon's house. It would create a sinkhole.
Animal in the house. Again, fuck, why is this happening again? So I go into my attic and I can kind of smell it more. I have such a really bad sense of smell in general, though, that it's very hard for me to track any scent and find it. I was in my attic trying to find this dead animal. I never found it. And that's why, and I think the reason why is that, like, this morning I woke up, it wasn't as bad. I think what happened is that it was actually a raccoon that died underneath my deck in my backyard. Because I walked out into the backyard and, like, I could very, very strongly smell it. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
How often does this happen to the point where you can recognize between a dead raccoon, a dead rat, or any other animal in order for you to be able to catalog them? Like, okay.
It's because once the animals die in his perimeter, he turns them into beef jerky and then he eats them.
Okay, this one smells a bit more funky. I think this one's a this might be a raccoon, guys.
That's why he
raccoonish
knows.
Vibes, and the blood is definitely different.
That's why he knows.
Some people were like, "This is the most Asmongold way to go out, just falling through the ceiling while you're trying to get rid of a."
Imagine if Asmongold died there, man. Imagine that if that was how it all ended.
Dead animal. Breaking news. Asmongold dies falling through his ceiling. Trying to remove a dead animal would be a very Asmongold way to go out. Now, thankfully, we could just look at this and laugh at it and be like, how does this even happen? How is this even fucking possible? I'm glad that's the outcome we got, instead of just being like, oh yeah, Asmongold fucking broke his neck or broke his hands looking for a dead animal. I mean, this is a pretty high place to fall from, especially if you're just walking around, it's dark, it's the attic, you can barely see. I don't always agree with you, and your takes on things have made me grow disdain towards you, but please take care of yourself. Nobody is going to hate you for using your money to better your life. I used to live like you, and my quality of life changed significantly, and mental health grew so much after I used my earnings to take better care of myself and my living situation. I know that it probably seems like a huge change, but you will look back at it and be happy you did something. Please take care of yourself. This person is 1000% right. Once again, I don't know if Asmongold Sack has some drama, I kind of rhyme. We shouldn't be enabling this. I don't know his whole life story. I've never spoken to him before, but looking at it from an outsider's perspective, I think he needs a change of scenery. I think he needs to get a new house.
You
he could
think?
definitely afford it. Maybe get a nice pool. I believe he's in Texas, right? It's a lot cheaper than California.
Brother, I promise you, everything that you're saying here is something that I've already said. And he says every time, nah, it's too much work. Nah, I got to stream. Oh, why does it matter? I just won't look at it. It doesn't matter. I just won't look at it.
Don't know why he keeps living like this. If I had that amount of money and my house was absolutely terrible like his is, dude, I will be moving out the second I get my money. It's not only because it looks better or
it's his childhood home, man. Like he grew up there. What he needs to do is live in an apartment for 3 months, have someone come to his house, clean it all up, and then remodel it, get it upgraded, upgrade the structure, and then continue living on. Like, just update all the appliances, remodel the structure, undo all the damages, clean the blood off the wall. He needs to get to the dentist, go to the doctor, and he's good to go, man.
It's fancier. It's also for you, your health, not only physically, but your mental health as well.
So I walk out into my fucking garage, and there's literally a rat sitting there. Like, back in the day, they would at least have...
I can't believe Atsu came back.
Like, the fucking dignity to run away. But he's lived there so long, he didn't even give a fuck about me. He's like... Hey.
We really got domesticated rats before GTA 6. Crazy fucking times we're living in. I'm begging you, my amigo, please.
You know what's
please, for
bad when
love
the
of God,
roaches are just like,
get
so
a
where's
new
my food,
house.
man?
You
What's
work
good?
hard, right? You got your money. You got the bag.
Squatters'
Please
rights.
upgrade your living
Squatters'
conditions. It's
rights.
gonna do wonders for your health. A house that's a few $1 million. He's not gonna.
That's a good point, man. What if Asmongold is kind of like a poison type Pokemon where he needs to live into that to survive? You know, like he needs to live in the Scarlet Rot in order to thrive. Like it to everybody else is a debuff, but to him it's a buff. Like what if him, and I mean, knock on wood, what if him cleaning his house like fucks up his life? And so he has to do a whole series where he just like goes to the dumpster and brings in garbage because it's like it causes like his heart a stress because now it's functioning too good and that gives him like constant panic attacks because he's so used to being buffed or debuffed his entire life that his body functions too well and he like explodes.
Going to dad.
He hired a cleaning crew finally. I cannot believe that there is a cleaning crew in Austin that is willing to go there and risk their lives. Honestly, more brave than an American soldier.
This guy makes an insane amount of money, and that's awesome. It's inspiring. Please listen to us. Listen to your fans. You'll thank everyone that's been telling you, dude, move the fuck out.
Also, one of the reasons why I was stepping and walking in a weird way, really fun fact, I moved my foot in a way that morning where I tore my entire toenail off one of my toes. The entire fucking thing. And I had to get a piece of a bandage to like press everything down to stop all the bleeding. So I was walking in a weird way anyway because of that happening. Ouch, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Who cares? And so anyway, listen, I have scars. I used to tear the skin off my back just because I like the way it feels.
What?
I used to tear the skin off my back just because I like the way it feels. Like I have scars all over my back from it.
That's not the whole context. And I'm not going to let Asmongold lie to his chat. So that's not why he did it. So what happened was, and he talked to me about this off stream. I'm gonna expose his ass because he needs an intervention. It's not that he was enjoying ripping the skin off his back. It's that he would never shower for months on end to where he developed scales. He developed scales on his body that he would have to get a pick to tear off on his back because they would be so awful to feel on his back that even removing the skin entirely would feel pleasure. Yes, he had Earth Shield stacks. He was, the possum in his house was a shaman, and it was buffing him with Earth Shield.
I don't even know what to say about that one. I've never heard anyone say that, and I truly do think I'm the first person in my whole bloodline to ever hear that another man used to rip
Earth Shield
skin off his back because it felt good. And now I don't know what to do with that information.
I actually took a bath yesterday too because I was like,
rare.
Well, I was picking my nose. Okay. I'm just gonna be honest, right? I was picking my nose, and all the boogers were black. And I was like, I think we need to get some professionals in here. This doesn't seem very good. And so I am going to hire some professionals and actually get the house cleaned up.
Once again, I don't know what to say for the
bro, you couldn't waterboard that information out of me, bro.
first time. Asmongold, what is going on? This cannot be a real living condition. I've seen people in San Diego, the homeless people in San Diego, live better than Asmongold. And they're legitimately
I've seen motherfuckers in Detroit have it better.
Homeless. Like, how is this even possible? At this point, that house was built by fucking Jigsaw himself and setting up all of these traps, the ceiling falling apart. Imagine how dirty the air has to be for your boogers to be black. Just the thought of that makes me want to gag, so I'm not even gonna talk about that anymore. You need a new house. No one should be living like
this. Is causing my lungs to feel discomfort by just hearing the story.
this. And he does talk about the reason why he continues to live this way a bit further on.
And so, yeah, check the walls on the house as well. I will. I'm going to get the whole thing checked out and done. Now, there were a lot of people that were asking me, like, basically, like, why do you live like this, etc. This is a house, like, this is my home. I grew up here. I lived here in my whole life.
Yeah.
And, like, this is... You know, I don't want to get rid of the house. Like, I could very easily go buy a mansion and go live somewhere else. But this is my home, and I love living here, and it makes me happy. The only reason why I would ever move away is if I was going to move in with, like, a girl and, like, maybe start, like, a family or something. Then I would move away just so I'd have more space. And, like, you know, I wouldn't want my kids to grow up in the same house that I did, right? I think that would be selfish.
He wouldn't want his kids? Wait, Asmongold wants kids? That's a huge development. Bro. That's fucking awesome. Okay, I didn't know he was like that. He used to not be like that. The problem is no woman is good enough for Asmongold. That's the problem. Many hoes have tried, but many hoes have fell because no one can match his freak.
But like otherwise, you know, like I have no real reason to move away or do anything like that. And so anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. And so like basically my mom was like really into, like, I wouldn't really say she was a hoarder, but she was just really extremely messy, and she would just never allow me to throw anything away or get.
I think Asmon's requirements for having a partner is Asian triple J boobs. And as long as you hit those two things, I think you'll be good. And just for me as a spectator, just don't be a psycho bitch. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it.
Get rid of anything.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Now I'm starting to understand why he doesn't want to move out, why he doesn't want to get a new house, despite the house literally trying to kill this guy. I'm starting to understand the Asmongold lore. He's clearly attached to the house. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this house has been around since the 1980s, and I believe this was his mother's
Probably longer.
house. I could kind of understand it a little better
Of
now.
course.
The reason why he doesn't want to move out, he
Of
doesn't
course.
like change.
Hole in the door that rats get in from. Hole in the pantry
Stop.
that rats get in from.
Stop.
Hole
Stop.
in the ceiling.
Stop this.
Because
Stop
the
this.
light fixture fell down.
Bro, how is he still going?
Let's see. Bathroom.
How
broken.
is he still going?
Let's see. Besides that, okay. Let's see.
Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah. Garage door destroyed. Garage door broken. Wasps get in.
At this point, it's going to cost a lot more money to fix the house than to get a new house. Yes, there's mold in his house. At that point, I'll just burn the whole fucking house down. Throw a few explosives in there, call it a day. If I like there because that's my childhood home and I grew up there, friends are there, I would just burn it down, demolish it, and build a new one. Massive day for the unemployed. We're talking about someone falling from...
That's my favorite one-liner these days, man.
His attic. Yep, this is 2025, guys. But anyways, with that said, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and
How did it get worse for Asm, man? Please, some Asian honey, bro. Please save his ass, bro. Please.